God drunk right
Chris,
now.
Dumb son of a bitch. Just up here just being ignorant for no reason.
No. He not finna try to play me on
Who's playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing your goddamn thing.
Get off me.
I'm the wrong nigga. I'm the wrong nigga.
What we're not about to do. We're not going to spend the next 15 minutes talking about this bullshit because honestly, it's not much to talk about. What we have is a house full of idiots and everybody gets an L who was there. But 4 people, they get a special kind of L. So in the intro to this video, you saw Tommy Sotomayor argue with a young lady who was probably old enough to be his daughter. Apparently this young lady offered to have sex with him, but then decided to not have sex with him after being flown all the way out to Atlanta from, I guess, somewhere in Texas. Here's the bottom line. We're not even gonna go back and forth with what allegedly happened. I'm going to tell you exactly what did happen. So this young lady is probably somewhere between the ages of 22 to maybe 26. And I'm confident she knew exactly who Tommy Sotomayor was when she reached out to him. I'm sure her friends and maybe even some of her enemies sent videos of Tommy Sotomayor from back in 2010 where he was going off on black women all the time. See, this young lady comes from that generation where Tommy Sotomayor really took over YouTube. See, this ass whooping was the chickens coming home to roost. And just look at Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity over there, allowing the whole thing to go down. Until it got to the point where somebody could get hurt. And that's gonna be the problem for them in the future. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna get really hurt during one of these ratchet ass podcasts. And y'all are going to jail. I'm already putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. I hope no one dies. I hope no one gets so injured that they can't recover. But there's going to be a serious issue that's going to go down at one of these recordings. And I don't know. I don't know if their ashy asses are going to be able to slither out of the situation. I mean, stranger things have happened. And there's a lot of questions about if this was set up. Was this scripted? And shout out to Lashid for you. I'm tagging her in this video. See, Lashid suggested, how do the Protestants say it? Something wasn't clean in the buttermilk regarding this entire situation. And I believe that this was a setup, but it wasn't scripted. Let me explain. A scripted situation is what you see on Love and Hip Hop. The whole thing is set up from the meetup to the topic they're gonna argue about, even the choreographed slap or throwing of drinks or that type of shit. That's completely scripted. Everyone's prepared for what's going to go down. This isn't really scripted. It was manipulated. See, you can't tell me that of all the people in the world, you didn't think that a young black woman sitting with Tommy Sotomayor would not cause some type of a situation. But not just some random black woman. They managed to find some black woman who waved the punani in front of him and then immediately escaped with it. So clearly someone who he's gonna have some bad blood with. And then Fresh and Fit rubbed their ashy hands together like Birdman and watched the entire thing go down. For Fresh and Fit, they think this is going to be some kind of a win. Because when Tommy Sotomayor got socked in the face and Tommy attempted to charge this young lady, Myron, quote unquote Myron, since that's not his real name, he charged and intervened. It looked like he was saving the day. He looked like some kind of a hero. Myron even makes a little comment, and they say, I don't like black women. Dude, you don't like black women. And honestly, no one cares. I mean, you're mad ugly and clearly socially awkward. You can't really date on your own. So, I mean, you need people to teach you how to date. My nigga, you're in your 30s. And aren't you Muslim? You should have been married and had kids a long time ago. So clearly, you're probably an embarrassment to your very traditional family. But that's a whole nother video. Let's tally up the L's. It's an L for Fresh and Fruity. I'm gonna be honest with you, this podcast is a hot mess. You guys are probably not even gonna be a thing in the next couple of months. I mean, you just keep getting bad interview after bad interview. And the only people who listen to you are people who have, poor social skills, no friends, or no game. I mean, they're getting their fucking dating tips from you guys. I'll be so glad when this podcast is over and we can talk about something else. It's also an L for the chick who showed up. I don't know what your name is. I'm not gonna do a Google search. I don't care. At the end of the day, you embarrassed yourself. You embarrassed your friends. You embarrassed your family. And I know you think you ate because you socked Tommy in the face. And I'm gonna give you some points. I did enjoy that. And you're probably gonna go down in YouTube history. So I guess you can't get a complete L. That's more like an L plus, okay? But at the end of the day, you literally went to a place where you weren't gonna be liked. You went to the Fresh and Fit podcast that don't like black women. And then I believe you worked with them to sort of manipulate Tommy to get there. I'm almost confident that's what happened. You allowed yourself to be a pawn. Man, I don't know what to say. Like, did you get paid for that? Like, oh, whatever they paid you, it was worth the generational level embarrassment. But the biggest L goes to you, Tommy / Jerome. I never understood why you picked up the last name Sotomayor, which is a Spanish last name. Almost like you're ashamed of your blackness. Tommy, you're the oldest person in that whole fucking room. The oldest person. Like, Tommy, you gotta be almost 50 at this point. And you're looking at Fresh and Fit, who are literally your sons. And you can throw Kevin Samuels and all these other dusty ass niggas in there. You can throw all of them in the same category. These are your illegitimate, poorly raised sons. And they've all found a way to monetize your platform better than you. And now, at this stage of your career, at the age of 59, you are taking your old ass on these platforms, trying to do some shit that was only relevant back in 2011, and you're learning that you're the jester. Did you figure that part out? You probably didn't figure that part out because you're not that smart. Talking about this associate's degree in psychology, sir, let me explain something to you. Don't go wagging that degree in people's faces. And moreover, you would think with that degree you would have more common sense to do some of the fuck shit you do, especially at that big old age. It's L's all around. This podcast is trash. I don't understand why people watch this. Like, I guess this is what happens when you don't have a father at all. Like, you go to these digital pappies trying to get attention and validation from losers who couldn't get dates. They couldn't get dates. So they created this pretend macho persona that doesn't match who they truly are. Man, these niggas are some hoes. But more importantly, Tommy Sotomayor, you really need to retire. Your shtick is no longer relevant and has always been toxic in my opinion.